I'm sure a lot of you have seen this video right here. I made it probably 4 years ago now. And what happened was I found out that Marco's Pizza made like a meatball bake. I just didn't know it existed and I wanted to make it at home because it can be cheaper, it could be better. So I made it. And ever since then, I've thought of ways to make it even better. And today I'm gonna show you how to do that. It's all gonna start with a bowl. And to that bowl, we're gonna add 1 pound of ground beef. And the next thing we need to add is some mild Italian sausage. And we only need about 8 ounces of that. Now, the sausage is gonna have plenty of seasoning in it, but the beef is the bulk of this and it has no seasoning in it. So also add in a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of granulated garlic, and a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Obviously, you can skip the black pepper and the garlic. You can actually skip the Italian sausage if you'd like, but this is our flavor. We need this. He wants to be here. So what you can do is use a gloved hand to mix it. You just don't want to crazy over mix it. The more you mix it, the more of a sausage texture it's going to get to it. So just go for, a couple minutes, just kind of until everything's incorporated. All right. That's all mixed up. Now, if you've watched any of my meatball videos, you probably know how I like to handle my balls. But if not, this is how I usually do it. I've got my bowl of meat on a scale that has been zeroed out. Today I'm going to be making 2-ounce meatballs. So all I'm going to do is grab a wad of meat, get a general ball shape, and then just kind of fondle them until they look nice. It's not going to be perfect, but it should look generally spherical. That one's done. Here's a time lapse. Alright, you should be left with 12 meatballs, and I had a little extra meat, so I have a little bit of a smaller one, but that's just nothing to be ashamed about. And I will be cooking these in the air fryer today. So I have a parchment liner that I'm going to use to keep my air fryer squeaky-ish clean. If you want to do this in an oven, you can preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit and cook these for roughly 20 to 25 minutes, and you should be completely cooked through. But for the air fryer, I'm going to set it to air fry, 375. For 12 minutes. Let that go. See how they are in 12 minutes, and we'll be right back. All right, let's see how we did. Ooh, I think we did pretty good. Just give me 1 second while I figure out how to get this out without, dripping grease all over the place. And while those were cooking, I went ahead and made a sauce that was made up of about a cup of heavy cream, 4 ounces of cream cheese, that just incorporated into the cream until it became a thickened sauce. And the pan is set to medium heat, just in case you need a reference. Just bring that to a simmer and get all the cream cheese melted and incorporated. You can use a whisk, you can use a fork. It should just break down over the time of it heating. The sauce is done. I do want to get it seasoned up though. So add a big pinch of salt, probably a 1/2 teaspoon of salt total, and follow that with a big pinch of black pepper. All right, I figured out how to get the meatballs out. The grease is just gonna have to wait till later to be figured out. Next up, let's top this with some grated Parmesan cheese or shredded, whatever you want to do to it. And then finish that off with just a little bit of chopped parsley for some color, and it looks beautiful. This bad boy is done. I would say that this is actually a lot faster than the original because I didn't have to sit there and reduce the cream after cooking the meatballs. I just went ahead and cooked the meatballs, so this makes it so much faster. The biggest thing that I added to this was the cream cheese to the sauce to get a very thickened Alfredo type sauce. Also removed the mozzarella. I didn't really add anything to it other than a little color on top of the meatballs whenever they were rebaked. So I think in those two aspects, it's made this a superior product at the end for sure. Let's just see how it tastes. Oh yeah, baby. It's a lot more beefy. The texture is actually a lot more soft compared to the other ones. You could probably serve at least 3 people with this entire dish. Or if you're into food challenges, this could be a good one to see how full you can get on fats. Hope you enjoy. Cheers. Since you made it to the end of this video, I'm going to assume that you liked the video. And if you did, please hit that like button for me down below. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. And we will see y'all next time.